Newcastle United. Let's have a look at the league table real quick. League table. Yeah. Newcastle currently sat 7 off of us. We do have a game in hand, but they're the most informed team in the league, by the way. They've won, according to this, their last 5 games. I don't know before that. They have only lost 1 game this season, the same as us, but they've drawn 6, won 8. We've drawn 1, lost 1. They have scored 4 goals less than us. They have got the same goals conceded as us. Are they potentially going to sneak their way into a title race if they invest well in January?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they are going to be a real problem team. I'm not looking forward to playing them up at St. James's Park. And we absolutely fell apart last season. The way the managers got them playing, the way they are playing some nice football from what I have seen of games of them playing. Yeah, I think they could be an absolute bloody nightmare for us, to be fair. And good luck to them. Well done, because I've said this a million times. I love Newcastle as a place, and they've got a great team. They've got a great fan base. Probably, I would say this, probably second only to Arsenal, because they fill that stadium every single bloody week.
Mate, half of them can't even afford clothes. They've all got their bellies hanging out. Exactly. All that just to go to the games. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
and that's only just the women on a Saturday night. Yeah, I mean, I mean, good luck to them. I think they could be a problem, mate. I really do, because they have got money to burn, and if they want to go and buy somebody, they can just go, yeah, okay, thanks very much. And they'll do it.
I think they've done enough this season so far to now become a big draw, because I think a lot of people expected them to take a little bit longer than they have. Listen, they haven't won anything yet. They haven't succeeded in any way, shape or form yet. We're only 14, 15 games in. But the turnaround since, and you've got to give Eddie Howe some credit. They were 17th in the league when he got that job, or 18th. Yeah, and I think they've only lost a couple of league games since he's had the job. Like, it's ridiculous. They've literally just gone flying up the table with him. And they've done 200 mil in the summer. And the players that they've brought are not really the ones that, apart from Botman, who's been superb at the back. Like, Isak's not really done it yet because he's been out injured. The players that are actually doing the business for them are the players that were already there. Almiron and Joe Willock scored the other day. Callum Wilson's been bagging goals, you know. These are players that have, and Trippier, he was already there. Or did they sign him there anyhow? Maybe they signed him in January. Maybe, but that wasn't a summer signing. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think they've become a big draw now, because they're third in the table. They'll be there or thereabouts third when the January window opens, and they've got money like no other team in this league. So a lot of people will be saying that financial fair play is going to get them if they do too much. I disagree, because you've got 3 years to balance the books. So if they go out and do another 200 mil in Jan or 150 mil in Jan, go and buy a couple more players, they've now got 3 more years or 2 more years or whatever to try and balance that all up with sponsorship deals, marketing and stuff like that. And if you're signing big names or bigger names, obviously the deals will start coming in anyway. What do you think, Kenny? Do you think they're a problem this season?
Definitely. You know, that's the thing with Newcastle. The reason why they're doing well ultimately is the money. It's because they've got the right people in. They're fixing their infrastructure. They got the guy from was it Ashdown from Brighton, who's got great connections. They've got a manager, a competent manager, and Eddie Howe, and they've brought good professionals like Dan Burn. You know, a good professional from Brighton. They got Trippier, an excellent professional player for Burnley, Tottenham. And he played for Atletico Madrid, and he's an England international, leader in the dressing room. Callum Wilson, had it not been for injury, probably would be on about 100 and something Premiership goals by now, because even though I'm angry and upset for Ivan Toney, I get why he was taken to the World Cup. There's a top striker, and potentially they've got a young player like Joe Willock, and plus they've got hungry people. But that's the difference between Newcastle and Man United is vast. Both of them Newcastle got the money. Man United have got money to compete with Newcastle, but the infrastructure at Old Trafford and Carrington is a disgrace. Whilst Newcastle are not just building in terms of the players they got and the manager, they're making sure they get the right people behind the scenes, because it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't get the right people and the right infrastructure behind the scenes, you still won't be able to compete. Chelsea and Man City, not like Chelsea now, but when they were at the top, Abramovich got overpaid, outbid the competition for not just players but for football people, and that's so Man City. And I think that's where Newcastle will be successful, because the infrastructure and the football people, right? So there's no doubt in a couple of years' time, if not next year, for the title. That's not exaggeration. They'll be challenging for a title. The mentality will be they have to win a trophy this season, but they'll be winning trophies and be playing in top matches and getting top players for a long while yet, especially as long as these lot are there. Because you don't pay, unless you're Man United, you don't pay millions for pork chops who are useless at their jobs. Man United pay millions of pounds for pork chops behind the scenes, like Ed Woodward and a few other idiots like Ranić. Yeah, and then they wonder why top managers and top players, i.e. top managers, can't succeed and top players don't want to go there because it's a joke. Newcastle, just look at Man United and just look. Don't be like them. No matter how much money you have, because money doesn't buy everything. You know, use your money wisely. If they don't use their money wisely, they're competing like Chelsea and Man City. Could be dominating as well.
I agree. I totally agree. They've got the fan base. They've got the stadium. Yeah, the stadium is beautiful as well. Love it. Love their stadium. Apart from being up in row 26 of the top tier. Yeah, I think it's a disgrace that they put the away fans in the top tier. Shambles. They're the only club in the league that are allowed to do that as well, by the way. Do you know that? Yeah, and I looked into it, right? I think the reason, I'm pretty sure this is the reason, is because they have so many disabled fans that go to games, and obviously you can't put the disabled fans in the upper tier. So they have more fans in the lower tier, which means they have to move the away fans to the top tier. But it's like Barcelona. You're literally up in the clouds. It is mad how high up that is. But yeah, I like everything about Newcastle, man. Yeah, and like we all remember when Keegan was the manager, even Sir Bobby Robson when he was manager. They were a good team back then. Had some great players, Ginola, Aspria, players like that. Shearer bagging goals for fun. Nobby
Lauren Robert. Do you remember Lauren Robert? Yeah. Even Craig Bellamy for a while was a good player there. Well, he's a Matthew one anyway.
They're a likable team, and the thing is, they're going to start getting a lot of people hating on them real quick as soon as they start becoming successful, like Chelsea, like Man City. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it don't matter about them," until they start winning. Now everyone hates them because winning breeds jealousy. Unfortunately,
good. I want people to be jealous.
People start saying it's this money, it's oil money, it's Saudi money, it's this. Who gives a shit? The game is about winning, and Newcastle are going to show 100%. Us all about that in the next couple of years. The same as Chelsea and City have.
100%. Like, it used to really infuriate me when Arsenal fans used to like talk about, oh yeah, financial doping of Man City and Chelsea. And I'm thinking, do yourselves a favour. Why are you just waving that white flag when you're doing that? It's like some Chelsea fans, you know, like a lot of their fans are having a go at Graham Potter, and I can get why, you know, the Chelsea fans said, "Oh yeah, give him time, a bit of patience." But I tell these Chelsea fans that you can't put the genie back in a bottle. You can't have all that success and build your business on the success you've had in the field, and then just go through like trust the process rubbish like we've done. You know, we've probably, even though us three didn't like it and we refuse to accept it, we think it's wrong. You know, to the naked eye, Arsenal could get away with that because they won Sweet FA. But you can't have a process when you won the Champions League a year and a bit ago. And I think that's the thing. Newcastle, you know, who haven't won anything for 53 years, can have a process. But with the money they have, it's got to be a short process, which means next year they have to challenge for the title. Because there's no excuse in that. The infrastructure and the football people behind the scenes are of the top calibre. It doesn't matter whether.
Kenny, if they go on a run, they could be challenging this year. I can't see why they won't. If they go on a run,
if we drop points, you know what I mean?
If we trip up in January, which we normally usually do, and Man City aren't great at this point in time. Newcastle could go on a wrong, mate. I can't see any reason why they wouldn't be maybe 3, 4, 5 points behind going into March. I could see it.
We'll see the thing.
They've got the money and they're flying at the minute. Like I said, they're the most informed team in the league.
Yeah,
in terms of the last 5.
You know what it is, guys? Let's not forget, we've only had 14 games and there's still 24 games. That's a lot of football. That's a lot of football. Because normally,
And the advantage they have is they're not in Europe.
Yeah.
And that's
They're not in Europe.
But look, so you think a lot of things can happen between the 26th of December up until like the 28th of May, because so much football. And remember, the football's going to be in condensed times, because remember that we had a situation because of Her Majesty's sad passing. We're going to be playing Everton, and we're going to be playing Man City, and those games are going to be in April and May. And that's Man City at home that was meant to be, and it meant to be in October, and Everton that was meant to be in September. So I don't care what anyone says, it's going to affect us, especially if we're still in the Europa League, because we have to win a trophy this season because of the way we're playing. So, I don't care what anyone says. Points will be dropped, even if we enhance our numbers. We will drop points because we always struggle to win at White Hart Lane or Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We struggle against Man City. We struggle at Anfield. I'm not saying. Hopefully, we'll break that pattern, but experience says that that's probably where the points will be dropped. So yeah, the back door will be open and the safe will be open in order for other clubs to challenge.